Tyler the Creator dropped a surprise album, Don't Tap the Glass, and it was around 6 a.m. when it dropped. And right now it's close to 8. So yeah, let's just talk about it, man. I got done listening to it. So I guess going into this, I was expecting it to obviously be different than what he usually does. Usual albums are just obviously very like high art type. I feel like you usually, I'm not sure, I feel like usually you know what you're gonna get. I thought this one was gonna deviate from that, but I thought it was still gonna be like, I guess, yeah, it's still rapper hip hop, right? But kind of like Kanye. But I thought it was gonna be hardcore rap, like a whole different type of production or something like that. I don't know. I didn't, because yeah, I'm pretty experienced. I'm not the biggest Tyler the Creator fan, but the music I have heard from, I do appreciate and like. Yeah, like I've only heard a few albums, so like my what I'm comparing it to right now from his catalog is not much. Like I'm a very inexperienced listener. I'm a casual. Okay, in other words, I've heard Chromakopia, right? Is a most recent album, I guess, before this one, and that's the crazy thing. I know people were like, "Damn, wait, he's when he announced he's dropping," because he literally dropped like 9 months ago, wasn't it? It was like November, I think. Or it was October, something like that. He dropped Chromakopia, and he usually has a thing where he drops, I think it's every other year, right? So he's kind of following that for a while, and then he did this now, which is kind of like, kind of, I guess, ruin that tradition. And then I don't know, I thought it was gonna be like an actual like rap album, like a hardcore rap album, kind of like his verse that was on, what's it called, the Clips album. If you heard that, I think the song's called POV. He went crazy on that, and I'm like, okay, we get that type of energy. But like an entire album, I'm like, that'd be hype. We didn't get that. Okay, that's nothing wrong with that. We actually got something better, in my opinion. So this album is classified on Apple Music as rap, and you gotta be like pretty careful with these classifications because, yeah, like a lot of albums are just like it's weird because it's like what, yeah, a lot of albums have like the classifications I wouldn't necessarily agree with. It's kind of a weird thing, but like if you know what I mean. I would consider some more dance, and for me personally, I love that type of that genre. I listen to dance ever since I was young, growing up, and yeah, I just love that genre. And also, it's like you can even blend it into house. I listen to a lot of house, even since I was young as well. So like it's right up my alleyway. So when I saw people on Twitter talking about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to listen to this album, and that's exactly what I did. I guess man, I've been waffling enough. Let's get right into it. So track 1. What's track 1 called? Big Poe. And then he had, obviously, the production throughout was this, standard, like Beautiful by Tyler. He pretty much produced entirely the entire 10-track album by himself, which is like expected. That's what he does from what I've seen. But there was a point in the song, it was like this, I took some notes of each song, just stuff I want to talk about. And he said jump jump, and then I'm like, wait, is that a reference? I'm like, bro, it's foggy, man. I might be reaching here. These interpretations, whatever, might be just like, maybe it's nothing. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind before I say all these, But it just reminded me of stuff. Like it reminded me of, I'm pretty sure the jump jump. I'm like, wait, okay, this album first one, like this is like a dance type album. If you think about the sound sonically, at least, he is still rapping though, at least on some tracks, I'd say. But I'm like, wait, jump jump. That sounds familiar. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I started actually pulling it out, bro. From like, I had to go deep into my brain, okay, to remember. I'm like, oh, Crisscross. If you know what I mean, that song Jump. I'm like, okay, there we go. Like, that makes sense. So that's what I gotta say about track 1. And then track 1 had a beautiful transition into track 2, and I'm like, okay, this is it. And me, unless my ears are just like not working because I literally immediately woke up and just listened to the album. I didn't really hear many other transitions. I might just be kind of like, maybe I just missed them or something. That might be it, honestly. I don't know. That literally could be it. I might just be totally oblivious. But I only really noticed this transition, unless they're just absolutely flawless, you know what I mean? Like, that could have been it. But I noticed this one from track 1 to track 2. And, yeah, it's really good. And also, along the way, I wrote in here, yeah, like I said, it's not a rap album. I wouldn't really consider rap. I consider more like dance. And also, it's not a concept album. So I know people were expecting a concept album like how he usually does. But yeah, that would have been crazy. Because usually what artists do, if you see them dropping like more than once within a year, typically their one album's like their standard, like, like big project thing that they like, like what you expect. Kind of like, I guess, like my favorite artist, Drake, does. He had that year last time in 2022 where he dropped, what was it? He dropped like Her Loss, and then he also had Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind came before. You know, they switch the order sometimes. We get the point. They have in the year they have like if they drop multiple times, it's usually like one like you know big album, and the other one's more just like a fun type one that they do, kind of like a passion one. You know, and kind of like a different sonically different like that. That one was like dance hall and stuff. So now that's yeah. So if you know, if you want to know, I really love Honestly Nevermind. So it kind of you can kind of see why I love this as well. Just love dance music in general, EDM, whatever. It doesn't matter. Literally techno, bro, house. Yeah, I just love it all. But yeah, like I was saying, track 2, we got into it, and then I'm like, damn, this song sounds familiar as well. There's a lot of songs in this. I'm like, oh my god, sounds familiar. And I'm like, wow, he sounds like, bro, this sounds like something that you would have heard Justin Timberlake on. And then I'm like, oh wait, and also would have sounded like something Timberlake would have produced. I'm pretty sure this one had, what was it? I forget. Was it? It must. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what was on this track. It was first listen after all. It might have been the drum. Was there drums on this? It might have been. Or I don't remember. It probably was because I said Timberlake reminded me of Sexy Back, so it probably was. But it's like that club type song. This one in particularly. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Okay. Track 2 was called. What was that one called, man? Sugar on My Tongue. That was probably my favorite one so far from first listen. You know, if I'm just being honest. And then track 3 was Sucka Free. And I said, like, the robotic sound kind of reminded me of, well, obviously, the first thing you think of is just, like, when you hear anything robotic in music, you know, like any robot type, bro, you're just thinking, like, Daft Punk, okay? That's just kind of how it goes. But additionally, okay, it reminded me of, I think it was in the beginning, but the song by Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. Kind of like there's a certain part in that song, if you know, and it just kind of reminded me of that. Track 4 is bro. I'm not gonna try to say that, bro. It's too early for this, man. I'm not gonna try. Didn't really have anything to say about that. That one's kind of short. I think it might even be like an interlude. I don't know. I just remember I'm like, okay, this is fine, man. Track 5 was Stop Playing With Me, and on here specifically, obviously, I wrote on here. If I'm trying to remember, it's chaotic. Obviously, chaos. Rhyme Jesus. Okay, I know that might be like a cliche taboo thing to say, but bro, okay, it did. Rhyme on site. Okay, okay. I know some people might just be like, bro, at this point, like, not everything sounds like it. Okay, anytime, but okay, bro, it actually did. To me, it actually did. And there's also the Matt Barnes reference. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, okay, he's going deep into his bag there. Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah, if you don't know, it's about this whole airplane incident with Matt Barnes, this NBA player or former NBA player, is retired now. And then I want to talk about the track time and the conciseness. So the track time was like going into this, bro, we didn't know like really what it was going to be. Okay. But it turned out to be 10 tracks, which is, you know, pretty short. So right there, you knew this was going to go for a concise album. And then on top of that, it was only 29 minutes. That's crazy. Okay. Kind of pulling, I'm going to say again, kind of pulling like a Kanye / Ye, where he, bro, you know, kind of like 2018. Okay. That's the best way of saying it. And usually those albums, man, the more you trim it down, you leave all that fat out, you're going to get yourself a banger, especially when you're just as talented as someone like Tyler. That's what happens, okay? This happens. And in my opinion, this album, bro, the first thing I thought of after I listened to this album, I'm like, bro, this is going to age so beautifully. And I'm going to compare it again. Honestly, Nevermind. I know, like, this album's getting way more, like, better reception than Honestly Nevermind. You know, for various, you know, I'm not going to say why, but, you know, you might know why, various different reasons, okay? But anyways, that didn't get like praised. That was hated on quite a bit. And then look now, a few years later, bro, people love that album now. In retrospect, they're like, damn, that was wrong. This album, more people are loving this and they're hating it. But yeah, I think this one's gonna age very well over time. Even people are gonna like it even more than they are now. And you know, rightfully so. This album's it's amazing, honestly. What else? Yeah, like another thing, the classical feeling. This reminded me of music that I heard when I was like, you know, obviously very, very young, very little. Like I'm talking about like from bro, like 2 to like 10, man. Like going that back. But the music was like way older than me. I remember listening to what was it? Obviously Pharrell, obviously Kanye. But there's also different types of music too, from like the 90s and early 2000s. But also, like, I guess, and throughout listening to this, it reminded me of I was getting vibes of like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like like obviously hip hop slash rap songs, but they were made in a way where they could be played in the club like dance songs. You know what I mean? They sound like dance songs, but they were like rap. You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at? And I started thinking of Busta Rhymes. I started thinking of the song "Turn It Up" if you know that one, and then I started thinking of like Timberland as well because I don't know if you produced that song, but I used to listen to this version of "Turn It Up" or it's also called "Fire It Up" as well. But I used to listen to versions like I think it's like a remix mashup type thing, but it was this one with Timberland on, and I think another guy called like Mago. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. My bad. But it was such a fire mashup. It was like over like 9 minutes, bro. Oh my god, I love that song. That's such a banger. Holy, bro, that's like one of my favorite songs of all time. Is bro? It's actually insane. But anyways, it reminded me of that, especially with what was it? The songs for the show Knight Rider. I think it was like the theme song for it. I might be wrong though. I think it was the theme song for it, bro. It was a hella old show, bro. That was like from like bro, like when your parents grew up. that type. That's how old it is. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Okay, especially with the robotic type theme in here. Yeah, that's and I found out later on. I looked afterwards. Afterwards, I listened to the album. I looked on Genius to see like was anyone else producing on here. I saw Pharrell was featured. I completely missed on the first track. I don't know how. I completely missed it. But there was Pharrell just influence on this album as well. And also I saw Busta Rhymes was. What was he on here? He was involved on here as well, bro. I'm freaking. What was he on for? Did I see him as a producer or was it a writer? Because I didn't know he really produced like that. Man. But anyways, I saw him on here involved on the first song. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I literally got Busta Rhymes like type feeling on here. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Aussie Productions is absolutely amazing. And all the different sounds, bro, it was just hitting. It literally took me back. Like I couldn't believe it. It literally took me back. And you gotta listen to those on headphones. Like the sound, oh my god. You gotta just pick up all sounds. Obviously, if you don't listen on headphones, you're not gonna pick up on, certain type of sounds. But I just really appreciate the classical feeling. Like I've been missing that sound. Yeah, I'm just glad someone brought it back. And of course, it's Tyler. It's the most fitting that he would. And then track 6 was Ring Ring. I think it was. Let me go on here and see. It's Ring Ring or Ring Ring Ring. And people were saying this is the best one. Okay, I personally thought the first half of the album from first listen, from my memory at least, I think I liked it slightly more than the second half. But the second half is still great. People are saying this song is the best. I don't think it was the best. And also, this song reminded me of, like, bro, it gave me vibes of The Weeknd on here. I'm like, oh my god, imagine The Weeknd on this production. Oh my, especially when he said, what do you say? He's like, what do you say? Miss. He said miss. I'm not trying to make any reference to What I Miss by Drake. No, but it was like the miss part. I'm like, bro, The Weeknd would be killing that note right there, just killing this, singing on this. And it reminded me of Wake Me Up as well, the production. Which also, samples Michael Jackson as well. But yeah, like it just reminded me of that. I'm like, wow, this production's great. Yeah, a good song. Track 7, nothing much to say besides like the Ozempic bar. I'm like, okay, like that was unexpected, but it's funny. And then there's a beat switch from chaos to silence, and then you get the synths coming in. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want. I love synths. If you don't know, I'm absolutely fascinated with synths. Like, Hurry Up Tomorrow, it's probably still my album of the year. It's off the top of my head, and that, man, if you know, you know. Mike Dean and Abel, they went crazy. Mike Dean, synth god. I wish he was on this album. I wish he worked with Tyler on this album. Obviously, Tyler's capable, just working by himself, producing the entire album, just like writing everything himself, but I don't know. I just wish he worked with Mike Dean. That would have been sick. That would have been cool to see, you know what I mean? Because of the synths, and yeah, man, that's why I love Hurry Up Tomorrow. Anyways, then you hear the police sirens, or like this type of sirens, in the songs, and I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, man, like, bro, those, like I was saying, 90s songs, early 2000s, the sirens were like a staple of those songs. And I'm like, bro, he knows exactly how to just getting that sound, just getting that feeling back, evoking that feeling. I'm like, this is great. I'm just like, this is adding on to it, man. Experience. And then let me see your track 8. What was track 8 called? Track 8, Don't You Worry, Baby. Just remind me of other various songs. Like, that's all I really said. Like, at this point, like, every song's supposed to remind me of something, another artist, or another like type of song or something, right? Track 9, I'll Take Care of You. Okay, let's just say it, bro. Let's just say it. I can't be the only one that's thinking it, okay? I'll take care of you. Take care. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be the only one, right? Bro, okay. As an avid Drake fan, that's where I went. That's where my mind went to. You know what I'm talking about, okay? That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Track 10. The last track was "Tell Me What It Is," and this song was probably the most. I'd probably say it's the most powerful one. A great way to conclude it in that type of way. And I just love music that makes you feel something, right? That you afterwards you listen to, you're like, wow, what, like, that was amazing. Like, makes you feel emotion or something. Just makes you feel a type of way. And the whole point of the album Tyler created was to dance, just move around, and that's exactly what that's what it does. But it's just powerful, man. I just love the sound. Okay, the sound, because ever since ever since I was a kid, man, I just love the sound. So it just works out for me. So I know a lot of people might just be like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I feel like it depends. People, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be not for everyone. I'll say that, not for everyone. But I get it. It is what it is. Yeah, obviously I talked about Daft Punk. Also their influence, Pharrell as well. From the Neptunes, their production back then, like, what was it? I think it was late '90s, early 2000s. Yeah, I thought from, okay, certain sounds on here, and also, the artist Robbie Williams, the track 10, I think it was like the way that the execution, like the lyrics were, I'm like, wow, this kind of reminds me of some of his songs too. Powerful as well, the production with it too. And then probably one of my favorite albums of the year. Okay, pretty easily, just because also I love when artists take risks with their albums, just sonically, just completely different stuff. Okay, and every time I've seen an artist do that and I listen to an album, it like works. Okay, that just from my personal experience, and right here it worked too. I've seen people say this is the album of the year, and that's not. I don't even think it's a hot take. Okay, this is a really good album. I love the Clips album as well. Hurry Up Tomorrow. Obviously, Some Sexy Songs for You. These are like albums that came out this year. I liked quite a bit. Like my favorite albums. And there's another one here. And yeah, Kanye, Ye influence. There was a song, I think for a while, I'm like, what does this last song remind me of? There's something, a bit on here that reminds me of it. I'm like, what's it? And I couldn't find it, bro. I'm like, I was blanking, so I'm like, what is it? And I remember, I'm like, is it Gorgeous? I'm like, I think it might have been. And then also, like I said, Onsite, I mentioned that earlier. And then like, there's aspects that remind me of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, obviously Yeezus as well. Most importantly, The Life of Pablo. If you know The Life of Pablo, just the sound of it, Summertime, perfect. And this album as well, Dance Like Summertime. But also the songs that he sampled, the sound that Kanye had on The Life of Pablo were just a lot like dance music, right? Or sorry, house music, dance, whatever you want to consider it. He's literally sampled like Deep Inside, like those type of tracks. So it makes sense. And I saw that kind of like parallel there. And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, probably I think I did. This is probably my favorite album of his. This is more my time music. Okay, nothing wrong with it. This is probably a hot take though. I know people are gonna be fuming, but this is my opinion. Okay, and we'll circle back. This album reminds me of Honestly Nevermind quite a bit. And I know people are gonna be triggered. They're like, bro, don't. Okay, I know the Drake haters are gonna be triggered. Don't compare Tyler to Drake. They're not gonna like it anyway, but it does. Okay, Honestly Nevermind. And I keep on forgetting the name of this album, bro. It's so simple too. I don't know why. Don't Tap the Glass. There's similarities. Okay, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Okay. And yeah, overall, this album is like first listen. I loved it. Honestly, I loved it. Like I liked it quite a bit. I don't know what I'm not gonna put a rating on it, but yeah, I liked it quite a bit. It's a pretty high rating, I'd say. I'm not gonna put a number, but yeah, it's pretty high. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. Do you like this album? Did you hate it? And yeah, I'll see you next one. Peace.